Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Here we go. It is Christmas Fusion announcement time. So we've got a Christmas Fusion. It's going to be starting on the 14th of December. That's next week, next Thursday. We're going to go through all of the blurb. The interesting thing right now is we've got the Tormund stuff going on. I wonder how many people, after seeing the Fusion, would have made different decisions. Either have gone for Tormund if you haven't, or would have held resources if you've gone for Tormund because you've seen the Christmas Fusion. So I guess comment below, let me know that stuff. I'd like to thank Bloodline Heroes of Lethas for sponsoring this video. Enter this fantasy RPG world. You can create your own legendary heroes. You can combine bloodlines from elves, demons, demigods, orcs, dwarves, lycans, and more to create your own awesome champions. With amazing visuals and its cool air system, Bloodline takes the RPG hero collector genre to a new level. So what are you waiting for? Download now. There will be a link down below in the description, or you can use the QR code on the screen to get involved now and get yourself a nice free starter pack if you download through my link. So enter this fantasy world with these realistic 3D awesome graphics. Each of the different bloodlines have actually got their own kind of like feel to them, which is going to be super cool once you get involved. You can actually find yourself companions, waifus, and create heirs. Yes, you can switch the gender. Yes, you can kind of play around with those heirs that you're going to raise. And the higher the intimacy with your companion, the more powerful your offspring. So Bloodline really does have a unique gotcha gameplay experience. You can actually obtain new heroes every 2 weeks. They drop new bloodlines, new heroes into the game. And you can marry any two bloodline legendary heroes together. Things like elves, orcs, lycans, demons, demigods, vampires, and more. You actually create over 800 new fantasy hybrids. The hybrids not only have their kind of like parents' talents and traits, but also unique appearances. Everything is passed down through the family tree, merged into one new unit. And if you love to get involved in PvP, love to play with your friends and actually do something meaningful, well, guild wars are super cool in Bloodline. So your guild tries to conquer the territories of the enemy guild. There's new maps to play on. You're basically claiming rewards. You're creating new unique hybrid champions from this mode as well, called Bloodcraft Legends. And if you love PvP gameplay, they've actually just launched Luxuriant Tournament, which is in beta right now. It's a competitive challenge taking on other players in the game. Your goal is to win as many battles as you can, advance through the stages, and try and get to the knockout. The 64 players, the best players on the server, will go into the knockout stage. And you're able to wager on the outcome of players. Even if you don't make it yourself, players that get to that stage, you're able to wager on the outcome, get involved, super fun, and obviously you can win some really, really cool rewards through that mode as well. Okay, so don't forget, you can download right now. There's going to be a link in the pinned comment. There's also a link in the description, and there's a QR code floating around. Get involved with one of those, download the game. You'll get a starter pack if you use my link, worth 20 bucks. You'll get summon, you'll get gold, you'll get diamonds. And if you are one of the first 30 people to comment under my pinned message with your account ID and username, it does need to be a new game account, you will actually get yourself a free legendary succubus hero who looks super sweet and is one of the best mages to carry you through the game. So yeah, look, thank you Bloodline so much for the sponsor. Let's get back to it. Let's have a little walk down memory lane. So I think the earliest fusion that ever existed was for a Void legendary Sir Nick, who back in the day, by the way, was absolutely like obscenely good. Definitely has fallen off as the game has progressed. He was actually in February, I think 2019. So not technically a Christmas fusion, but I think it was the first ever fusion that Raid Shadow Legends did. It then followed, let's go through the Christmas fusions here. So the second one, make sure I get this right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is right. I think the second fusion, and so I wasn't around when Sir Nick was going on, but I was around for this one, was Tormund the Cold. So those who are going for Tormund right now, Tormund, I'd say, is one of the best, or at least most unique fusions we've ever had. Like, he's stayed pretty consistently in and around the PvP meta since he came out. And at times he's been almost unplayable in the PvP meta. So he's been in the mix. The next one up is probably one of the most well-known champions that you never want to pull, Pixneal. Interestingly, when Pixneal came out, she was probably the most useless legendary. We fed it back. We were like, Raid, this is a crap Christmas fusion. She looks super cool. They changed her, and then, because she used to have like this 5-hit freeze ability, I think it might have been on this skill. They changed her to do like an, or maybe it was this skill actually. They changed it to do an AoE freeze. And then like a month later, they brought out Finite Hard, where you actually wanted a multi-hitter freezer. And it's like, change it back. She would have been more useful in the old way. So that's quite interesting. But I'd imagine not too many people use Pixneal. So she's one of the lowbies, I guess, of Christmas fusions. We have then had Tatora Rhymehide, who I think is probably the best of the Christmas fusions we've... Oh, no, maybe not, actually. What? Anyway, good champion. Really hard hitter, great clan boss champion, great Hydra champion. And yeah, this was a very cool kind of novel look to a champion as well in Raid. So Tatora came next. And then I'm pretty sure the last of them was the Rat. Nishak Verminlord, who's actually, for me, probably the best champion of any Christmas fusion because he's so versatile. He hits really bloody hard. He beats up the hardest boss in the game, Bommel, and he's crazy in the arena. He's crazy in clan boss. He's crazy in Hydra. And yeah, he's just freaking good. So it's been a mixed bag, right? Mixed bag over the years for Christmas fusions. So what do we get this year? What's better? Tormund on this Winter's Path or Blizzard the Howler? Firstly, he's got that frosty old look. He's looking pretty cool with the wreath on the door. I'm thinking he looks cool, right? He's got the kind of like frosty axe. Raid, again, doing a good job on visuals. He's got his jingle bells all the way home. No, that's not right, is it? Jingle bells, jingle all the way. He's got his jingle bells. And yeah, so what do Raid have to say about this guy? Blizzard the Howler will be a great champion for hard mode finite and in the arena. He can place freeze with 2 of his skills. He's done how to knock down the shield fast with his A1 for Fyro. Oh, and actually, they do some build advice here in this stuff nowadays. Blizzard the Howler will be great in the arena. Just build him with high resistance, and you're good to go against enemy crowd control champions because he's also able to remove debuffs. Okay, we've got some people playing Raid. Right, let's see what I think here then. So, Frozen Caltrops. How do you say that? I don't know. Anyway, A1 attacks 3 times at random. I've got to say, I'm not a fan of a 3 times at random ability. I'm just not. I'd much rather know where it's going. Like, you know, like the Cold Heart or the Apothecary. It's like, stop waking dudes up. Like, I want to focus where I'm going to hit. If I've slept everyone and I've got these 3 hits at random going out there, you're like that. Oh, mate, they're all just being woken up. So I'm not a big fan of it. Obviously, against someone like Finite, they target in. And then certainly against hard Finite, you've then maybe got an ability here. So you've got a 3-hitter with freezes, 50% chance to freeze. It's not the best. It's not the best. In comparison, and I know I'm now going to compare to one of the best champions in the game, but in comparison to a different fusion, Newt's got a triple hitter that is, when it books, to 100% chance to freeze on each hit. So you get guaranteed turn meter drop against Finite, not 50-50. And also, if you're not fighting Finite, it drops turn meter against other bosses. So, like, the comparison, it's like Newt is like mythical level, and this dude's probably epic level. In fact, let me have a quick look. So I'm going to dot around a little bit here, but let me have a quick look at Creodan, who I do use in a Finite team, actually. Triple hits, 35% chance. So he's basically a bit of an upgrade on Creodan, who I do use, in fairness. Okay, so, yeah. Not bad. Not bad then, I guess. I'm actually using someone, and this guy's better. So, on the face of it. Cryotherapy here for the A2 then. So, this is what they're saying is great for the arena. Removes any stun, sleep, fear, true fear, freeze, provoke, petrification from all allies. So, full cleanse. It's not full cleanse, though, because I'm actually telling you it doesn't remove, I guess, any damage and stuff like burns and poisons and doesn't remove polymorph and stuff like that. So it's close to a full cleanse. You've then got give your team increased defense and put ally protection out there. This is a defense-based unit, which is quite cool, actually. This skill's really good. So in someone like Clan Boss, you've got potential to clean off a stun. But, and this is a big but, if you're using him as an ally protector, which is probably what you would do in Clan Boss, because that's a way stronger skill, it's basically impossible to speed tune him to be someone who would remove a stun for you, as well as get him in the right position to do an ally protect. Okay, so what I would say is, if you're like, I don't know, someone who's trying to push Nightmare Clan Boss or Ultra Nightmare even, this skill with ally protection and increased defense is like home run. Yeah, it's really good. The trouble is you've got nothing else going on which helps you with Clan Boss. So you don't have like a decreased attack or some healing or you don't have anything else. Like this is literally the only skill, which means that champions like Taragi, the Epic, does a lot better. Even someone like Rearguard Sergeant does a lot better because they've got other abilities that come in. So it's a good entry level for someone who doesn't have an ally protector yet, but there's honestly just better options out there already. Which means then, this is probably what they're saying here, an arena ability. And it's like, okay, I'm going to clean off anything which is holding up my damage and get them back into the game. So if you build them high resistance, great. But what you might not realize, Raid, is that if you then want to use this ability, you probably can't. So this ability here is an AoE, books to 100% chance to freeze, and a 100% chance of decreasing turn meter. So a couple of things here, right? So you need accuracy for that. Okay, you need accuracy for that. You can't really go high resistance and high accuracy because, like, where's all the stats coming from? So you've got to choose your poison, I guess. What do you want to be? Do you want to be the dude that can freeze or the dude that can protect your team? So if you think about someone like a Withir is a great protector because all you're doing is just pumping defensive stats and then you might go high resistance. Yeah, so she can do a cleanse, she can do healing, all that sort of stuff. She becomes a great protector because you don't need to focus on loads of stats. But this guy, if you want him to be a great protector, can't really also have him use his other abilities effectively. So a little bit of anti-synergy, I'd say, with the abilities there for Arena, for like properly trying to be a good Arena champion. Let's have a look at his passive then. So passive effect, whenever an enemy tries to place a freeze on this champion, instantly transfers it from this champion to the enemy. Okay, so you're trying to freeze me. Say, let's say all those people that have just picked up a Torment, you're trying to freeze me, I instantly just put it back on you. That's actually cool. How often are we seeing freeze champions in Arena? Your Carl is pretty accessible and is used a fair amount. Yeah, I don't know if freeze is overly meta right now, but anyway, it's not a bad passive effect. I quite like it. What about is there any boss encounters? I guess you've got Soraf where you're being frozen. It's only on this dude though. It's not like you're doing it on, it's not protecting his team, he's protecting himself. If he was protecting his team here, that's actually very different. Like that becomes then pretty OP. But it's only on this champion. I guess it means, you know what, let's take Soraf as an example, the spider, the ice spider. Like, so everyone in your team takes a freeze, and actually Soraf's quite an annoying boss to deal with. Everyone takes the freeze. He cannot take the freeze. He won't put it back on the boss, but he could then run into cleanse the freeze off, maybe, and then protect the rest of the team. Maybe there's something going on. But obviously, like, the rest of his stuff doesn't work. I don't know. The active effect, when this champion is killed, revives them with 30% HP and turn meter and puts a revive on death on them. So, I mean, it's interesting. So what this could mean, he's got AoE freeze. He's got the ability to pop himself back up. He could be an interesting possibility at a solo Bommel, could he? Could he be a solo Bommel champ? Maybe. He could be a low-level solo Sand Devil champ, like a Torture Helm style build if you just want a solo level 7 or something. I think the main thing people will do with this guy is use him as an entry to Clan Boss. They'll use him as wave-based control. So Doom Tower waves. I've actually got a video coming out on Sunday for Tormund where you'll just see absolute obscene control with this dude. Like to beat like high level Doom Tower waves is actually obnoxious. Yeah, what you can do when you've got good levels of control going on. So he might be pretty interesting to that. He feels to me a bit like a cross between this dude, Creodan, with a good chance, like an improved Creodan, honestly. Good chance to freeze on his A1. Good chance of an AoE freeze. And I like this dude as an epic, don't get me wrong. Creodan's a good champion, right? So if I'm saying Creodan's a good champion, then, well, this is an enhanced version of him. So I'm definitely thinking he's a good champion. I just wish he had a bit more going on for specific bosses for me. Yeah, it feels like a cross between a Creodan and maybe a slightly more interesting version of a Shiramani. Let's be clear, Shiramani's not bad, but she doesn't get out of the vault that often if you've got, you know, a later game account. So hard finite, yes. Waves of content anywhere, yes. The arena, maybe. Bommel, maybe. Certainly in like normal teams. So I guess, yeah, where's your gaps? Like, where's your gaps? Is it someone that you're going to want? Come back to my original question. If you're not going for Tormund right now, do you wish you did? Or actually, is this guy going to be more effective for your account? Which one would you have preferred out of the two? Does it fill you with Christmas joy and all that type of stuff? Anyway, I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you soon.